What a mess. It's time to clean up my back patio with all this overgrown weeds and fall debris. Get ready for summer and make it look like this. After a trip to the local nursery, I got very motivated to clean up this area. Lots of thorny weeds coming through, overgrown stuff. The problem with my yard is leaves fall all year long, so it's never ending to keep up. I really got a nice little helper here though. I eventually would like to get a nice little greenhouse for this space. Finding one that opens on the wide part is difficult, but trying to figure out something to help keep this contained and cleaner, then I would maybe spend more time and dedication to it. But this is what I'm working with. This old planter stand was here when we moved in, so I'm using it. I put the stand over in this part of the patio because the sun seems to come through pretty good with all the big trees we have. Other parts are more shady, and it's away from our bird feeders. I wish it really only took 2 minutes to get all this done, but I didn't think you wanted real time, so time lapse it is, and we're almost done cleaning up this area. Looks like a mess still, but we've got a lot of progress here. Got a lot of native plants growing throughout the yard that most of it's not weeds. Putting the stand back, it's much nicer looking already. Just have to level it out because it is quite old. Maybe one time I'll paint it. Some of the planters, I didn't learn my lesson. I still haven't drilled drainage holes in them. So I'm frequently having to dump out the water when it rains. But here in California, it's not too bad. But sometimes I forget. Okay, it's like we have a nice new fresh base here. Have my new plants on the table to work with. Just cleaning up some other area, filling the bin up. Now time to leaf blow. Best investment for this yard. Sweeping would take forever. Leaf blowing all the dust and leaves on the weekly. Putting things back in place as my hubby is making dinner. I think I go in and shower and clean up and come back the next day. Here we are, ready to do some planting and potting. I'm starting with these big plastic barrel planters that I got a while back, filled with the extra dirt that I always have, so distributing it elsewhere so that I can fit the new big succulent plant that I got. These were a good deal, and I have 2 of these planters, so I bought 2 of these to pot up, make little displays. If you were to buy this already made up at a name brand big box store, you'd be paying a lot of money. I think I paid less than $15 for each of the plants, and the smaller plants, maybe another $5 to $10. And I got a visit from Bluto, already hiding his peanuts in my planters. As I'm filling the rest of this pot in, the whole thing is not filled with dirt. The bottom has, I think, some plastic empty containers, maybe an old ice cream, the big plastic ones upside down. It saves a lot on filling with dirt, and succulents don't really need a lot of dirt. I got some cute little cactuses here, variegated. Trying to figure out which planters to put them in, using what I got. I like to put most of the cactuses and prickly things around the bottom of my stand to try to keep the critters from climbing up onto the stands and knocking my stuff over. Doesn't always work. They still get up there. That's why it would be nice to have a greenhouse. I might try a plastic one, but I feel like the critters roaming around would wreck it or still get into it. We have raccoons, we have skunks, possum, we've seen a few cats that roam around, and even gophers, always trying to get into things. And rats, let me tell you. We have tree rats, and they're creepy. Here I have this cute canoe boat planter. Putting a few things, and I'm going to call this my propagation boat. A few more planters, putting miscellaneous in. And here I have this really neat succulent. Looks like a flower. I forget the name of it. Sorry, I don't know all the names of the succulents. Maybe I'll look up a few and insert the names. Just trying to make some arrangements, fill them in. Some might not last long. It's looking nice, all filled in. We'll see how long it lasts before stuff gets knocked over or I neglect it and kill it. You would think succulents are just easy to forget, set it, forget it, but they're not. They still take work. And because of the trees in my yard, a lot of debris falls. It would be a lot of maintenance. And with all the indoor plants and outdoor plants, sometimes I don't do the outdoor stuff. Let me know how you display your succulent or cactus areas outside. Do you have them covered? Do you have a tiered stand? I moved the bigger display over here, and I have another one on the other edge of the house by the patio door. This one gets less light, so it won't grow as big. And then the side yard also did on the same weekend a little doggy area for my dog to do her business. This was all dirt and it gets messy when it's wet, so we had to come up with something, put some pea gravel down, and try to make it a nice area with some plants. spider plant, some hanging tiered planters. Here we have Thanksgiving cactus, other pre-arrangements made, some cuttings from the other arrangements. We'll see if they can grow and root. Here is a big pot of variegated bear claws. I just love this. Here's some arrangement that I had. Here's a big spiky aloe. Love it that it's turning pink on the edges when it gets enough sun. There's a little fuzzy cactus, little flowering plant. Here's a little solar owl. I was hoping to keep the birds away. It's definitely not big enough. Older basket I had, some fresh planted succulents. Here's an arrangement I just got. And it had flowered blooming. The other arrangements I just did, some clippings I took from that one basket. Another arrangement. A string of hearts there in the basket next to that one. And a string of variegated pearls. Right here. Very full. Next row, older succulent had a little bear claw here. Looks a little different than this one. These have more white variegation. There's a little bowl of cactuses. I think that's a tiger jaw. And other succulents. This one's bloomed. I think that's a blue cactus. These don't look so nice. They're from a while ago. There's a bunch here trying to set up a little boundary of do not enter. Cut some string of hearts down here to see if they'll propagate. And this nice tower of spiky cactus. It's another arrangement I think I already had, and this old aloe that I rescued from a thrift store. And here's some little baby toes. And this one's already not looking good. Something probably got into it and it dried up. Over here too, I think I had more in here. This will continue to be work. And my dog likes to sniff out the dog on the other side of the fence. Back looking at the doggy pee area. These are the planters before I added the plants. Here is it filled in. They're a little difficult to work with if you don't have a flat surface or can anchor all four edges. I didn't want to put too many holes in the fence. This cute stepping stone from Amazon. And back into the backyard area. I like planters that have a variety of plants in them. It's unique. Besides the sad monstera, we have a bird feeder, grilling area, the other planters over here, bird of paradise, back patio where the dog likes to hang out. Did have a little oil burners for the patio table, but we don't hang out here too much. More nice variety here. Little burrow's tail. This is some type of aloe. This colorful one is just beautiful. Little bear claws in there. There's little lithops, the propagation boat. And I have a couple planters over here. Some syngonium, and I like to just pot some things outside to see how they end up. Dog's looking for something. Back over here, we already went through all of these. This large pot I got, was hoping to take clippings, maybe propagate. Be nice to have little gifts for people. Callie, my puppy back there, is checking out the dog on the other side. I just don't want her to start digging and find a way through. She's very curious. They just moved in not long ago, so it's new to her. But I'm going to have to make an update that we ended up turning this area into the whole side yard being gravel because it just wasn't a big enough area for her to go. She still liked to go where the dirt was. So if you'd like to see a video on an update, comment below. Want to see the doggy area? All of the supplies were from Home Depot. These edging rocks are the 3 rocks. It's like about a foot long section for edging. And then make the border, and then it's just pea gravel. They're like $5 a bag. Easy if you end up scooping it up. It's easy to leaf blow the leaves out of the area to just keep the gravel for her to go. And especially when it's wet and rainy out, she's not getting muddy paws. But she didn't like to stay just in that area, so it defeated the purpose. We had to dig the area out and fill it all in. And we have the cute night solar lights, puppy paws. I like the ambience of lights. Solar, you can't go wrong. Just come on. The hanging lights are not solar, but I have more solar in the front yard. And this little owl, it's just cute.